is uh, right under company updates in the cloud is leader updates. We don't use it often, but we do use it occasionally. So be sure to keep an eye on that every now and then, especially if something goes wrong with social media, like it did a few months back. We were posting updates in there. So just to let y'all know, it is officially 11 now. Welcome to Roadmap to 200K for Monday, January 17th. Our second, third one of 2022. We're super excited. I'm more excited because my birthday is next Monday, and we go on vacation on Friday for a girls trip to celebrate my 30th. So I'm super pumped today. And I'm sorry if I talk fast. Josh, my stepdad, actually called me out yesterday because I was talking to my 2-year-old super fast. And I was like, it's just this week. Like, I don't know. I can't help it. But anyways, so let's go ahead and kick this off with our actual topic that we're supposed to be talking about. And that is all about getting people on Thrive. Last week, I believe we talked about daily activity. They all kind of run together, and then we plan these in advance. So if we didn't, my bad. But I'm pretty sure we talked about daily activity yesterday and the little things to do, like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Today, we're going to break it down even more. We are going to tell you exactly what to do to get people, and then we're going to tell you what to do to get people on Thrive. It all goes together. The beginning of this year, all of our roadmap to 200Ks are all about getting people on Thrive. So be sure to tune into all of them every Monday. If you can't tune in, watch the replays, especially if you want to grow your business. If you want to grow your business, you want to hit goals, you want to be successful here, you want this to be a full-time income, whatever you want to do, join in, because we're going to tell you how to do all of it. So today is all about building the relationship. This is actually my favorite thing to talk about because this is how I built my business. The last 2 years, all of my business, all of my new people have been from this method, from finding people and building a relationship. I'm making new friendships, genuine connections, genuine relationships with new people that were not previously in my network, or even a few people that were in my network that I've never been like friends with, but they were acquaintances from maybe back in high school or something. I'm focusing on building relationships with all of them, and going from there. The crazy thing about Thrive, y'all probably have heard this a million times. Everybody needs Thrive. Everybody wants Thrive. There is something that the Thrive experience offers that every single person in the world needs or wants, whether it's energy, inflammation, support, if they have backaches, if they have headaches, if they need to lose weight, whatever it is, every single person has at least one thing that Thrive can help with. So our job is to build that relationship, be a friend, and then when we show them what we have, when we show them what Thrive has to offer, they want it. They want in on it because everybody needs it, but they have to trust you first. It's that whole like, no trust factor. And that's what I love. I hate selling. I hate having to sell somebody on Thrive, but I am all about being a friend, building a relationship, loving people where they are for who they are, and telling them that their babies are cute. Telling them that their dog is precious and it's so much fun that they get to take them to the park. All the things. And then when I post something that they need, when I post something about Thrive, giving me the energy to get through a sleepless night with my toddler, somebody, that one person sees that and they message me. They're like, oh my gosh, my babies have not been sleeping because they've been teething. I need what you have. I need that energy. Help me. And then I get to share Thrive. And that's all I do, because I do not like being a salesperson. I don't like having to sell people. So I build a relationship and then they come to me, which is just amazing. And I love it. And it makes me feel so much happier. It makes my heart so much fuller, because I don't feel like I'm having to sell them. I feel like I'm genuinely helping people, which we are regardless of how we do it, but still. So how do I build that relationship? I utilize social media. My mom's going to talk all about making friends in real life, I'm not that person. I don't just make friends at the grocery store, or at the winery, or anywhere else. I'm really picky about my friends, apparently, or maybe I'm just shy. I don't know. But social media is where I live. Moms groups for my local city are honestly my favorite. I know they have a bad rep on social media because there's so much complaining, there's so much negativity. Moms like bash other moms and all that jazz. I skip right over that. I go for the good stuff. Somebody wants to have a play date with their kids. I'm like, hey, we like play dates. We'll come hang out. Somebody goes to the trampoline park all the time. We love the trampoline park. Let's meet up next week. That's me. People ask for advice with their babies that are younger than mine. I'm like, hey, we've been there. It's okay. Everybody goes through that. This is what worked for us. That's what I do in moms groups. I'm there to be a light for everybody else. And that's honestly where I find people. Find something that you relate to. If you love to run, find a running group, especially a local running group. I know we have one in Fort Worth. It's a Fort Worth moms running group. And I was part of that. I cannot keep up with them because my running is, oh no. Okay, am I still here? Okay, I had a call come in. Sorry. My running is like a mile and their running was like 10 miles. So it didn't work out. But my point is find a group, especially a local group that relates to you. If you love to run, find a running group and then go meet up with other people that are running, or even just ask for advice. Even if you don't need advice, post asking for advice. If you don't want a buddy to go run with, go run with a buddy anyways. Like, do whatever you can to meet new people, because that is where you're going to get your new thrivers. So whether they're local or not, find a group on Facebook that relates to you and then post in there, comment on stuff. I have been spending so much time in groups because I have seen this work time and time again for me. And I'm out. All of my friends from previous groups, they're thriving now. Like, I got to find new ones. And honestly, groups have gotten so big since COVID that it's hard to make those genuine relationships in there. So now I'm looking for groups that are 1,000 people or less. I'm not joining any groups now that have over 1,000 people because there are too many things. The great thing about Facebook too is when you find a group, it'll tell you about how many posts a day or a week are posted in there. So look for the ones that have fewer posts, because those are the ones you're going to be able to interact the most on. You're going to be able to comment on every post that's in there. You're going to see the same names come up time and time again. And when you start commenting back and forth with them multiple times on the same post about the same subject, that's when you're going to start forming relationships. And on the second or third post, when you've had a whole conversation with this person twice or 3 times, you can go and send them a friend request. And then they're not going to think you're weird. They're not going to think you're trying to spam them or that you're some creep that wants to be friends with everybody. They're going to think you're a genuine friend and they're going to friend you. Do that. And then what I do from there, same thing. I comment on their posts. I interact on their stories, find a reason to send them a message. If they haven't posted in a week and that's not usual for them, go message them. Be like, hey, I noticed you haven't really said anything in the last week. I just want to make sure everything's okay. How's it going? And that's going to open the door even more for you to be a genuine friend. So anyways, I feel like I have talked a lot and said a lot of things. I hope that it was helpful. My whole point is be a friend, use social media to do that. Comment on posts, interact on stories. Y'all have heard it 1,000 times. It's not that hard. It takes a little bit of effort, especially if you have 1 million thrivers on your page, but it's not hard. And it really can make all the difference in your business, because then you're gonna post something that hits their heart and they're gonna come to you needing Thrive. And my mom actually gets mad at me. She's like, at some point you have to bring up Thrive. I'm like, but I don't, because they always want what we got. So anyways, now I'm going to pass it to my mom, Starla Scribner, who if y'all don't know, she's a freaking beast. And not only that, but just a little tidbit for all of you guys, because she didn't even know this until the other day when I said it when we were planning this Zoom. I have no idea where her pull come from. She welcomes people to Thrive Live, throws me in three-way chats or on the phone, and welcomes new promoters to the page all the time that I've never heard their name. Like, they're not people she grew up with. They're not people that she works with because she does this. Like, I don't know where they come from or how she finds them, but she does. And then they're thriving, like, before I even know that they exist. So she's going to share that with us because I still don't know how she does it. So she's going to share that. And I'm really excited to hear what she does. And I hope you guys are too. And I hope you're taking notes because it's going to be good.
That's so funny. I don't know if I'm going to give you any information, Spring, that you don't already know about my life. But for the rest of you, it's funny that she just said that, because I was going to say, make sure you have a pen and paper ready, but it's not going to be for me. It's going to be for Courtney, who's coming up next after me, because we all consider her our social media guru. We always learn from her with social media tips and skills. So I promise you guys that is coming. She is like just absolutely amazing at this. And Spring is too, because she's not a social butterfly like me. So when we decided to do this topic, I was like, okay, who wants to share? Because it's not my expertise. So I'm going to be upfront about that right from the get-go. Social media, I do not consider myself a social media expert. However, I love people. I love networking. I love making new friends, and I love Thrive. I am so passionate about the fact that every single person out there deserves to thrive, that's where I get my people from. Like, I let that shine in person and on social media. So even though I'm not a social media expert, and I would never consider myself someone who's going to train someone how to go build a huge business on social media, if you look back at the last 8 years of my business, I built my business on social media because we have this free tool out there to use to thrive out loud, to share with people all day, every day, exactly what we do and exactly what we love and how we feel. So the key to this is connecting with people, however you connect with them, whether it be in Facebook groups or in a networking event or at church or at the playground. It doesn't matter where you are. Make a connection with people by looking up from your phone, having a conversation, finding a reason to talk to them. Josh and I will go out to dinner, just me and him, and instead of sitting in a booth over there in the corner, we'll go sit at the bar at a restaurant. And inevitably, we always find ourselves meeting the people sitting next to us and chatting with them. The more we chat with them, the more we get to know them. You're a teacher? Oh my gosh, are you part of the Fabulous Women of Granbury group? You're not? You've got to be a part of that group. Here, friend me on Facebook so I can add you to that group because you're going to love it. Like, I just somehow find some way to connect with them if there is a connection. Lots of times we'll try to chat with the people next to us and they ain't having it, or they're no fun, or we've got nothing in common. And if you have to struggle for the conversation, then those aren't your people, and that's okay too. I think that's the hardest thing for me to learn, and I'm going to get into that a little bit more in a second. But when you have a connection or find a way, we intentionally find a way to connect with people. And then I intentionally find a way to find them on social media, whether it be Facebook or Instagram. I will tell you, Facebook is my jam. Instagram scares the patootie out of me. I'm still learning and working on how to do that by listening to Courtney. But, you just have to get out of your comfort zone and find a way to make those connections and then build that genuine relationship like Spring was talking about. And I love doing that. I really do it. And then the thing is, when your Facebook and Instagram grows so big and you have all of these people, you've got to know who it is you're talking to so that when you go make a post, so consistency is key. You guys know that in everything that we do in this business, and in social media, it's just the same. So I learned from Laura Seabrish. I see her cute little face over there. She's a millionaire, personally enrolled to me, Lavelle Millionaire. And she said one time on a Zoom training, or maybe she didn't even say it. I think she was speaking on a Zoom and her alarm started going off. And she was like, oh my gosh, that's my alarm telling me it's time to go post on my stories. So write that down, because that's my new tip that I'm going to go learn and do. I'm going to go as soon as we get off of this. I was thinking about it this morning because this last weekend I went out of town to a wedding and I knew no one. I knew absolutely no one but the groom and his parents. So guess what? We had to sit at a table of strangers from Nebraska. Guess what? They're my new BFFs. I have her phone number. She was texting me the whole way home yesterday, driving back to Nebraska. We're friends on Facebook now. I haven't even mentioned Thrive to her yet. I'm building that relationship because we connected. But I took all these pictures the whole wedding weekend and I was living in the moment. I didn't want to be on my phone the whole time. And I didn't post a single thing on my story. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that was life. That was life happening that needed to be out there. And if I'd had an alarm set, all the pictures I was posting every couple of hours, I would have posted something. So consistency on social media is where the magic happens. And this is where I say back, I know my business was built on social media, because if you talk to any one of my personally enrolled, what they're going to tell you, customers or promoters, what they're going to tell you is I kept watching Starla on Facebook. I kept seeing the stories Starla was posting on Facebook. I kept seeing how much fun Starla was having on Facebook. I saw how great Starla looked on Facebook. I saw her crushing her workouts on Facebook. I see how happy she is, and she doesn't look like she's getting a day older because I've been watching her on Facebook. But I'm not a social media expert. I can't tell you how to go be a millionaire on social media yet. I'm just thriving out loud on social media, and I'm making genuine connections with people, then making sure they see what I'm posting on social media. It's just life. It's so simple. So now that I've said that, because I really, you guys, I would never, ever want to coach you on social media, but I can tell you how to meet people by getting out of your comfort zone and then being consistent and posting your life on social media. So what you want to do as far as branding yourself, and again, I don't consider it branding myself. That's a social media word. I just live my life out loud. I don't hide and watch what everybody else is doing on social media and don't post anything. So just rule of thumb is pick 5 things. And this is where it's going to come into play that everybody's not your person. Everybody's not your people. You're not going to connect with every single person out there, even though they may need Thrive. They're not going to connect with you and you're not going to connect with them. And that's okay. You're not intended to. They're not your people, but you want to find and connect with your people. So pick 5 things. I actually have 6. I could probably combine some of them and make them 5. Pick 5 things that describe you. And think about it right now and write them down. For me, it's my family. I'm a wife, I'm a mom, I'm a G. They are my world. They are my everything. You will hear and see me talking about some part of my family or doing something with my family every single day. And I post about it. We are country people. We live on a ranch. We have cows. We have dogs. So you're going to see my pictures of outside cows, doing things outside, running outside. Thrive. Everybody knows, there is no question if you go look at my social media that I'm a thriver. And I love it. And I'm loud and proud. I want everybody to know it. I'm not going to keep that a secret. So that's my 3rd thing. Fitness and running. I will always be doing something to take care of my body or move my body. I'm a new runner. So again, I would never try to coach someone on running, but I love it. I'm posting about it all the time. Running groups. I don't really connect with people there because I'm like Spring. I think they're kind of on a different level than me, but I'm in them anyway, because who knows when I'm going to get confident enough or find someone that's more like me. But I'm always posting about fitness and running. And then faith. I love God. People are going to know it. My motivation, it's all spiritual related. I'm in church every Sunday. I want people to know that. You'll see me posting Sunday fun days, and usually it has something to do with church and then travel. I'm an adventurer. That's my 6th thing. So like I said, the Thrive and fitness kind of I can roll together or whatever, but it doesn't really matter. Just have a few things that you make sure you get across to your audience. Those are who you're talking to. And if they don't have that in common with you, then again, they're not your people. You want to find the people that are going to crave more information from you. They want that. They want to be like that. They want to have that energy. They want to shine like you're shining. They want to, run like you're running every day, or whether it's a walk or, corn cans that you're doing your workouts with, or 100-pound, I don't know what it is, but if you're putting it out there, what your interests are, that's where you're going to find your people, and they're going to start liking, they're going to start commenting, they're going to start following. And those are the people that you're going to create the relationship, and they're going to become your next thrivers. So those are my tips. Again, not a social media expert, but yet when I look at my business, it has all been built on social media. Once I make those initial connections with people and bring them into my social media. If you think about it, it's so much easier to keep in contact with someone via Facebook or Instagram than it is having their phone number or their email address, right? Like the lady that I met at the wedding. We got each other's phone numbers at first, and I'm like, but are we really going to text each other? Like, what am I going to text her from Texas to Nebraska? I just met her. Hey, how you doing today? Remember me? But if we start seeing each other's faces on Facebook, we will remain in contact and seriously become BFFs. So Courtney, I'm going to turn it over to you to bring it home and give us your expertise on social media.
Okay, you guys. So my topic was the algorithm and attraction marketing. These are huge topics. So I'm going to just briefly touch on what I think is the most important. One thing to know, let's jump into algorithm first. The most important thing is the algorithm is always changing. So while it's important that you understand how it works, don't ever base what you're doing or not doing 100% on what you feel like the algorithm setup is, okay? Because it's always changing every day. Okay, so let me break down exactly what an algorithm is, and so that you can understand how to use it. So this is going to be for any of your social media channels, okay? No, it doesn't matter if you're on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, blah, 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 whatever. Consider the algorithm like your own personal secretary. We're going to call him Al, okay? Al, the algorithm. How it works is it is your secretary, Al. It is his job to make sure that when you pop into the office and you're really, really busy and you only have 10 minutes and you tell him, hey, I only have 10 minutes, bring me what you feel like is most important for me to see right now. Okay. And Al is your personal secretary. So he's looking at your emails and he's going, man, she's got 3,000 emails. Okay. We're going to pretend 3,000 emails is equal to 3,000 friends on Facebook. Okay. So if every single one of your friends sent one email, okay, means they made one post on social media, just one. And you only have 10 minutes, which means you can view maybe the top 15 or 20 of those. It is his job to look at the 3,000 emails and go, okay, she only has 10 minutes. These are the top 15 I think she's going to be most interested in viewing or seeing, or what I feel like is most important to her. Now, how does Al, their algorithm, know this? We are training him. Okay, we're telling him what we think is most important, what we think is interesting, and the people that we like to have conversations with, back and forth. And so when they're making a post, because we talk to them a lot, and they're making a post that is a topic that we seem to be the most interested in, because we're always like engaging on it, Al, our personal assistant, is going to deem that most important. And then that's what he's going to bring us first. So when we open up our Facebook and we're viewing and we scroll, we only have a few minutes, the algorithm is showing you what you've trained it to see. Okay. It is literally showing you the people that you want to see the most. Okay. The topics that you're interacting with and engaging the most on. And same thing with groups, it kind of gives you that as far as what it deems important. So what does this mean for you guys? It means that if you open your Facebook and you scroll, let's say 20 posts, and you're seeing a bunch of other thrivers, that means that when you're doing your behind the scenes work, which is your engagement, your conversations, the liking and commenting on other people's posts, it's mostly with other thrivers. But don't worry, you can fix this. And doesn't mean you have to unfollow those people. Basically, you just have to be more mindful about who you're interacting with and what you're interacting on. Okay. So if you have friends who are posting something negative and that seems to be the only thing that you're engaging on, you're going to see more of that. So it literally is your whatever you're putting your attention on is what you're going to see. You're going to get more of it. If you don't want to see political posts, but you feel like you're seeing a bunch of political posts, guess what? It's because that's what you're really engaging on. You're scrolling past the baby pictures. You're scrolling past the exciting, positive news that your friends are posting. You're scrolling past their pictures on the beach, and you're stopping and you're engaging and looking and giving some kind of energy or focus or attention to this other thing. And that's why you're seeing it. Okay. So that's important to know, and how that algorithm is kind of working. So let me tell you this, because I'm real big on practical information that you can use right now. You can literally change this up almost immediately, okay? By when you get onto your Facebook, scroll, take note of where you're at. Then I want you to now how you choose to do this is up to you. You can do it by your birthday messages. You can do it by the alphabet, whatever. I want you to write down 10 to 20 names that people you were friends with that you really haven't talked to or engaged with much. Make a point to intentionally go to their page or their stories and interact with them before you get in and start doing anything. So before you make a post or anything like that. Okay. So at least at some point, let's say you write down 10 names and you're really short on time. In the morning, before you go get ready for your day, jump on and engage with 5 of those people. Put your phone down, go get a shower, get ready for work. On your lunch break, hit those other 5 names. Go in, see what they're doing. If they haven't posted, they haven't posted, right? But it gives you an idea of you're going to basically retrain that social media algorithm for you, okay? And it's going to be beneficial because when you're starting to give them attention and you're interacting with their posts and they respond to you, you're going to start to see more of their information, okay? So I hope that makes sense. Like I said, I know we can get into this a lot more, but that's probably one of the biggest things is understanding how it works. And then another thing I want to tell you is how it's set in. Okay, I have 2 things I need to tell you when it comes to algorithms. So they just changed the feed options. So now they used to just do it by importance, like kind of how what I just explained to you. But now they've added an option that you have to go and manually choose where you can sort what you're seeing in chronological order as well. What does this mean? This means that it's in the order in which people posted it. So if you're choosing, we have no control over this as far as what people are viewing because it's on them. But for you have the option to do that as well. But what this means is before it was kind of quality over quantity. Okay. Because if you posted too much, then they view you as like being a little spammy. Your content was competing with itself. But right now, if someone's viewing it in chronological order, then it's kind of like the one who posts the most wins the most. But it can kind of like be to your detriment on the other end. So it's good to know that. I think that right now this may be most beneficial on Instagram, but I'm not too sure because like I said, it's a fairly new thing, but I just thought that you should know that. Anyway, good to know. So another thing that you need to know when it comes to your social media is the platforms are designed to be relationship building. Okay. So it can actually be to your detriment if you're short on time. And I am so guilty of doing this. If you're short on time, you jump on, you make your post, and then you leave. You're a post and run. Okay. A post and run. That's what that's called. Like a hit and run. Okay. It's a post and run. You don't want to post and run, especially if you spent time writing out the post the night before and you feel like it was really good and you just need to get it out there. Save it. Save it until you can spend 10 minutes, 5 minutes before you make the post and 5 minutes after you make the post. Okay. What you want to do is you want to get on your social media and you want to give before you expect to get. This doesn't mean give a post. Okay. This means that you want to get on your social media, engage with at least maybe 10 people's posts or stories, then make your post. You want to show them that you're up there and you're looking to pour into other people before you're expecting to be poured into. Okay. You want to show them that you're a giver, not a taker. Okay. So you're going to get up, you're going to interact with 5 to 10 people, make your post, and then you're going to stay on for a few minutes. And those first few comments that you're going to get, you want to go ahead and interact with them. This is going to get your stuff moving, showing that engagement and activity so that your social media channel is going to show it to more people in your network. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. Like I said, this is a huge topic. We can go into a lot, but that's all I'm going to cover for that. Okay, I'm running over a couple minutes. I'm sorry. Attraction marketing. There's some misconceptions here. And the biggest one that I want to tell you is attraction marketing does not mean being super secretive about what you're posting about. Okay. Attraction marketing is more about how you share than it is what you share, but basically how you do it. For example, it doesn't mean that you're not allowed to post a before and after and, give all the credit to Thrive. Okay. It means, like, for instance, let me pull one up. Okay. We're going to get that muted because I'm super easily distracted. I'm going to tell you all that right now. Okay. So let me pull up the one that I shared about Trish. Okay. So one of my love languages, I think, is I love to celebrate other people. Okay. I love to love on other people. So instead of Trish, who is on my team, she was down 20 pounds. That's really exciting. And I didn't want to keep that as a private message because I feel like she needs to celebrate that and not by herself and just me. I wanted to scream that from the rooftops because we all know how inspiring that is for other people. And I wanted her to get the recognition that she deserved for that. So instead of making that post and just being like, great, thank goodness she's thriving. Look at this before and after, 20% off your order today, right? Because that's salesy. Nobody wants to be salesy. They want to see it and they're nosy, but they don't want you to sell it to them. So I made a before and after. I created, okay. I said, hey, send me a before picture of you. I created her before and after using Pic Collage. And I put down, this is what my post said, down 20 pounds already. That's worth celebrating. Trish, you look fabulous, my friend. Tagged her because I want to make sure her network is seeing this. And then I did a hashtag Thrive with Us, hashtag happy and healthy. Okay. Do hashtags work technically on Facebook? No, they're not created for Facebook. Okay. Will it work on Instagram? Yes, because hashtags, if you're public, are used as like a search engine, basically. If someone searches happy and healthy, that's going to pop up because I hashtagged it. But what I used it for on Facebook was more of an afterthought so that the person read it and was like, oh, I mean, if they're following me, they know I thrive. I post about it all the time. But the post was celebrating someone else's success. And the hashtag Thrive with Us was basically saying, you can do this too. Thrive with Us. You're going to be happy and healthy. You could help manage your weight as well. It's like an indirect way of saying it. And also when I said Thrive with Us, that's an open invitation, right? I mean, would I typically put a call to action that's more direct? Yes. Is it really good for you to sprinkle it in and out in there? Yes. Okay. So attraction marketing is something like that. It's basically, you're still marketing to people, but you're attracting them in a little bit more of an indirect way. And you're showing them the benefit or how this can be a solution for them, as opposed to just, here's the product, you know, here's an offer, right? That's an advertisement. We're in marketing. So we have to make it relatable, and we have to make it something that they want. Like I said, you want to make them lean into it, not back away from it, right? So that's probably the biggest thing I can tell you about attraction marketing. I think a lot of people have a misconception of like, oh, you know, I'm down 10 pounds, ask me what I'm doing. That doesn't work anymore, you guys. It doesn't. People right now, they want authenticity, they want transparency, they want clarity, they want the details and the facts, but they don't want you to feel like, oopsie, they don't want to feel like you are like pouring it down their throat, if that makes sense. It's kind of like when people go to a car lot, they're there because they want to buy a car, but they don't want the salesperson to hover them and feel like they're pushing them in one direction that they want them to go. They want to go get the salesperson when they're ready to test drive or look at a car that they have found they're interested in. That makes sense? So just think about that when you are showing up to your social media, and don't show up as the spammy car salesman that is on the hunt for people. You want people who you're consistent in sharing information about how the benefits can help them, and you want them to seek you out when they're ready. But they're only going to do that if you've been showing up and doing the legwork and being consistent with the message. Okay. And the last tip I'm going to share is, if you have a lot going on and you're super short on time. I get this question a lot, because sometimes you can post 3 times a day. Some days it's like everything is against you, Mercury retrograde, like you spend 15 minutes making this great post just for Instagram to shut down before it posts, and you lost everything you created. That's been happening a lot. So when things like that happen, and then you lost that window and you don't have time to go and post, what's more important? Interacting and having one-on-one relationships and conversations with people, or making a Thrive specific post if you know what you need to post is going to take you a little bit of time, right? And I don't mean putting something up there real quick. I mean the thoughtful posts that you know that you probably spent 15 minutes writing the caption, right? Interactions and conversations with people are always going to be the better route to go. I mean, should you be super consistent? Yes. But we all have those days, and to pretend like they don't come about, or you forgot to set your timer, or something happened and you got into a place where you had no service, it happens. So just like Starla said, I think the most important thing about what she said was she meets people. Oh, I have to sneeze. She meets people and then she adds them on social media. And what the biggest thing for that is telling us is that she built that rapport, and that's always going to excel and exceed anything you can do from the start on social media. So once you build that rapport in person, you're giving them a reason to watch you on social media. If you're randomly adding someone and you've never met them in person, you need to know off the bat that you have to do a lot more legwork to build the rapport with that person than if you had met them in person. Okay, I'm going to stop there because I know we're past time, but hopefully that was helpful. I'll throw it back over to Spring.
Oh, hey, I didn't know it was coming back to me. Well, I guess we didn't really talk about it. So I have a little toddler in my lap now. She has decided to come in here and bust my party. I had lots of thoughts that I actually that I wish I would have said, but I didn't write them down because I didn't know I was going to get another chance to talk. So I just want to say thanks so much to both of you. I learned a lot and took notes, and have lots of things I'm already doing on social media in the last 10 minutes. So thank you both. I loved it. I learned a lot. I hope everybody else learned a lot. Oh yes, another reminder, check corporate updates in your cloud. Shh, wait till I get done, okay? Check company updates in the cloud, because there's a training tomorrow night at 7 Central via Zoom. Okay, get out. Go, please. Thank you. So that's under company updates in the cloud. If you log into your cloud office, it's one of the very top little tabbies you can click on, and there's a link you can click and then put in the passcode. That's all right there.
Stop. She came back to sing into the thing. Also, I wanted to say, I don't know what I was going to say. Okay. With that, this roadmap is officially over because I can't think of my toddler singing in my ear. We will see y'all next Monday at 11 a.m. Central. Y'all have a wonderful, powerful week.